Hey guys, my name is Matthew and this is my review of So Long Normal, Living and Loving the Free Fall of Faith by Laura Story. Here we go. Real quick, I want to say thanks to Thomas Nelson Publishing for giving me 2 books to give away, 2 copies of So Long Normal. So if you want a chance to win a free copy of So Long Normal delivered right to your front door, go ahead and leave a comment below before July 10th, and on that date, I'll go ahead and post the winners. I'll reach out to you guys. We'll get you a copy of the book. So Long Normal is a book that encourages Christians to leave the normal of what society expects them to live and instead to choose to live a life that's higher. Instead of seeking after normal, the reader is challenged to seek after the guidance of God. In this review, I'm going to be listing some of my observations of the book. I'll be starting with some of the things that I love the most about the book and then finishing with a couple things that I didn't like as much. At the end, I'll give my recommendation for who should consider purchasing the book. To start with, one of the biggest strengths of this book is the truth from the scripture that it provides. Normal isn't what the Bible teaches us to search for. Instead, we're instructed to be different than the world, set apart. This book is so different than a lot of Christian self-help books that I've recently read. It doesn't point to success as the main thing that we're searching for, like everyone else is in life, but instead, Laura Story wrote about normal being kind of the default way of operating, and that we're meant to seek something different, and that requires intentionality. I really enjoyed the conversational nature of So Long Normal. It felt like an opportunity to sit down and chat with a good friend about life, and not like a self-help book that was kind of spouting and preaching, that kind of thing. Laura's voice really comes through in an authentic way in So Long Normal. It also had lots of great anecdotes. I think that kind of related to how informal it feels. They're all from Laura Story's life, and a lot of them are from Laura Story's life. I appreciated that a lot. I heard lots of little bits of her story before I've read this book, mostly because of that famous song she put out, Blessings. But it was really cool to hear more about her family life and some of the choices she's made, and even some of the hardship that she's faced. I think that's a lot of where the strength of this comes from, is that she's faced hard things. And I felt like many of the stories that she shared, they actually required a really high level of vulnerability. I appreciated that from her. I also really like the interjection of other people's stories, like people who've chosen to do life different than normal as well. This is helpful for knowing that you don't have to be a famous Christian musician to leave normal behind. It can be for anyone. These stories help the reader to understand that leaving normal doesn't have to be a total upset of your life where you pack up all your stuff and hit the road for a year or whatever. It could be as simple as taking a pay cut to go to a job that you feel called to, or intentionally choosing to invite strangers to your house for meals or whatever. And God is calling us to different things, but things that are different than normal. I also feel like Laura Story just does a great job of emphasizing the purpose of suffering in this book. She presents this picture of a God who loves you so much that he's willing to, she calls it, shake the foundation of your normal life and to push you into deeper faith, which is so different than the description of suffering that we get from the world. A couple things that I didn't like as much about the book. One thing that I felt kind of throughout the whole read, starting from the beginning and kind of moving through, is that it actually could have benefited from like a stronger structure. There are times when I felt a little bit lost about what direction we were heading in the book. And in some ways that's helpful. It helps to kind of, build in that conversational nature of the book, because it doesn't feel like she had a direction that she was going to. But for me, it was a little bit distracting when I didn't get the greater point of each chapter. My advice is maybe pay close attention to chapter headings. I think that could help mitigate the issue. And then the second thing that I didn't like as much, and I really hope I'm wrong about this because I enjoyed the book so much, but I'm really afraid that she's kind of dated her book by allowing COVID-19 to take kind of a center stage in some ways. I think it's unfortunate because the book has kind of a pretty timeless message. And so I don't know, I think the book is perfect for someone in 2021. I'm afraid that it'll be a little bit alienating for people who are reading it in 2031, let's say. Before I give you my recommendation for the book, I do want to point to the description box below where you can click on a link to purchase the book. It doesn't cost you any extra, but it does help out the channel a lot. So if you're going to buy the book, we really hope that you use that link. Also a reminder, if you comment in the comment section below, you'll be entered for a free drawing for a chance to win the book. So my recommendation, I think So Long, So Normal is the perfect book for anyone who's recently felt like their normal life has been shaken up a bit. As we're preparing to find our new normal at the kind of this tail end of the COVID-19 issues, let's hope, this book can be really helpful for Christians who want to live their lives really intentionally. So this has been my review of So Long Normal by Laura Story. If you've enjoyed this review, please feel free to like and subscribe. We put out new book content, reviews, author interviews, things like that all the time, and we'd love for you to join us. One last reminder, leave a comment below and get a chance to win a free book. And thanks again for watching. As always, stay safe out there.